Good evening, YouTube. This is Francine on Free Indeed. That's the name of my channel. And It's been a minute since I did a video, so I figure I'd come back on here and express, just my thoughts on another informational piece. Again, these are usually things that I experienced, um, and to hopefully for listeners, assist and maybe try to have them get around the obstacles a lot more, easier, especially if you're someone who is like a single mother or something like that, a younger mother, um, even a male, uh, a younger male who hasn't received, guidance from, other adults. It's just, it could go in so many different descriptions of what we experience in life. It's just whoever can take what they can from the video, that's good enough for me. But I just want to kind of share some information based on who can in other words, let me put it like this: who do you really allow in your life to run you? Basically, who has the power? Who has the power? Do you have your own power? Or are you allowing someone else to run you by using their power, which basically means your choices or their choices? So, do you really have the power of your own life by choice, or does somebody else or something else run you? Or are you willing to, think for yourself? That's what kind of got me into trouble. I didn't think for myself for a long time. I think it probably stemmed from my mother passing, early. And I was still kind of like young adult, teenager, young adult. Was I 17 or 18, something like that? And that's what got me into trouble. I allowed a lot of people to make decisions for me. I would always ask others instead of using my own intuition, my own decisions, using my own power, in other words. And so a lot of people, will allow others to think for them because they use it, in a negative way. Others can use it as some type of scapegoat, a way out of a situation, uh, based on, that person may choose to live a reckless life just on purpose. And then when shit go wrong, they know who to point the finger at. But that's backwards, because still nobody put a gun to your head and told you to do anything. It was still your choice, your option, and your free will to do what you want to do. You have that power. And so when that type of person actually goes around doing things and living how they want to live without holding themselves accountable, they would use this as an excuse. So they don't hold themselves accountable. But that still comes back to bite you. So don't choose that. Anyway, keeping in mind too the shortcuts to get ahead, always leads to a painful situation, because guess what? Somewhere down the road, you're gonna get found out. Somewhere down the road, and it could be sooner than later at this point, since we're in the season of revelation right now. Whether you know or not, we're in the season of karma based on what you've done over the years. Have you planted good seeds or have you planted bad seeds? But we're in that season of revelation, which is change. Karma is here. Okay. So again, the cause and effect of doing, uh, uh, allowing somebody to choose for you because you just want to be what you want to be and do what you want to do is a no no. It's coming. So, you know, the Most High Divine, He watches us. He gives us that free, the free will to choose, the power to choose. And in fact, let me see. I want to read something because I had a piece. Let me see. Hold on just a second. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can. Okay. Okay, I'm coming out of this book is The Miracle Power of Your Mind. It's real good. I think I got this information from one of my children from TikTok. Somebody on TikTok, and it's just not one person, there's a lot of people with this book. And it's really good, but I want to read this piece real quick. It says on page, let's see what we got on page 7. The hell spoken of by some is not the punishment dealt out by an angry God. Okay. It is the consequence of man's own acts brought upon himself. If, okay, he can free himself from this hell when he is willing to take the necessary steps and then, undergo the self-discipline of right thinking, which is right choosing, right feeling, and right actions. Now, as long as a man refuses to believe that God is good, there remains but one way out, and that's the Via Dolorosa, which means undergoing pain and suffering, if that makes sense. It made a lot of sense to me. So it just kind of, it throws me off to see people out here doing what they want to do in the world, choosing how they want to live and feel like they're untouchable, like no consequences, will come back on them. But this is just the world of cause and effect. You can't get around that. And you can't blame other people for your own crap. You can't bully nobody into taking your karma. That's ass backwards. I'm going to just keep it real. And when you truly realize that you have the power, then nothing is impossible. For me, when I was growing up, I was, I was sad about some of the things that I saw growing up. Seeing people in pain. Again, I'm going to just kind of reiterate, I'm a Heoka, a deep empath. I'm a deep empath, Heoka empath. I didn't know I was, but other people did. They knew before I knew who I was. And that's how I was able to see people in pain. I saw it. I felt it. I could feel, I don't even have to touch these people. I could just be in their presence. And I can see it and I can feel it. And sometimes I can see a type of aura around people or certain areas. And so growing up, I used to see people on the streets and, walking around with a grim shadow around them. And I just wanted to do something about, what I saw. But now knowing that Nothing is a coincidence, meaning that these people have taken specific paths in their lives that ended them where they are. Because again, you have the power to choose. Also, keep in mind too, we do know about the shiesty side, where there's a person or a group of people that can actually do specific acts against somebody to make them appear as such. If you can understand what I'm saying. But that goes deeper. That goes deep. I ain't messing with that today. And so, you know, just going back to in general, seeing these people uh, just out seeming that they had no hope. They were just in, despair about whatever situation, people that even lost their minds. You just, you just never know what path, they had taken in life to end them up, where they were. So, but still, even these people were given or have been given the power to choose. As we speak, our Creator, has been moving to clear out the great illusion. And that's what I was talking about, the karma that's here. This is the season of revelation. And that's why it's just never a safe thing to judge somebody, how they look, how they live, what they wear, what size they are, if they're heavy set or if they're too skinny. Either way, it ain't your business. If you're not going to assist them with fixing it, shut up. Don't say nothing. Because again, the Most High is listening to everything and watching everything that we say and do. So, again, as my testimony, a lot of unfortunate events would find me. And later on down the road, I found out that these very things were being sent to me. And that's what I mean by, a person or a group of people can get together and send something toward you and make your life appear to be something that it's not. To make your character look like something that it's not. And so as those things were being sent to me for whatever reason, I kept listening to my intuition to endure and keep going. My spirit kept telling me, just keep going, keep living, don't stop living. So I didn't, I still had fun with my babies and I still smiled and talked to people. I still had to go to work, And during those years, I was drinking heavy in regards to, I think I want to say it was like my coping mechanism. Poor choice, but that's what I did. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And I don't have a problem with revealing or being transparent about what I went through, about my life, because that's part of healing too. When you face your fears and you don't run from them, that's the best thing you could do for your soul. Anyway, I was a heavy drinker and I drank almost every day. And I never stopped praying. Even through the drinking, I was just praying and crying and crying and praying. Okay. And crying out to my Heavenly Father. But I never stopped praying. And crazy thing, I was never out of control. I drank heavy, but I still cooked, did laundry, kept the kids clean and fed. I even played with them. They knew I was drinking, but I kept it in a cup where they, for the most part, they saw me a couple of times slipping because that's what you do, when you are just, under the influence, you start slipping. So They saw the bottle or the beer can or whatever. And so I did everything that I needed to do. I still lived, and functioned as best I could, but I just still couldn't uh, describe why these things were happening to me and who was doing them. And, I was even still driving the kids to school and back, which is a funny thing that I could say I was a considerate driver because I would put my hazards. It's not funny, but I'm just looking back on it. I would turn on my hazards so people could go around me. Now, how's that for a considerate drunk on the streets? Anyway, I don't do it anymore. I don't even drink. And when I do drink, I am not driving. It's probably a casual, cocktail every now and again. I just don't even really like it like I used to. But yeah, I believe, that in these very hard times that I experienced, that my spiritual team picked up and started, floating me through life. They coasted me, through life until it was time for me to go to the next level of things, to the point of me getting the knowledge of knowing that my choices still carried me. In other words, with all the prayers, and the tears, because again, them tears don't go unnoticed. Those tears will also be repaid. Now, I wasn't looking for payment. I'm still not. But peep this. As I continued to pray, it was like I was filling up my spiritual bank account. And, my spirit team would kick in and come through and carry me when I couldn't carry myself. And so what I mean by knowing that, my choices were available to me, I continued to pray, and cry out to the Most High Father. And that's when my invisible crew, they showed up, my spirit team, they was there and they let me through. And, so I knew the Most High was in control the whole time, but I couldn't see my way out. I really couldn't see my way out. Hold on just a second. Something's trying to make me choke or cough because they don't want me to talk. Excuse me. But we finna get this out. Because again, this is part of my healing process, and I am so proud of me. I am so, so happy and proud of me. Anyway, I was, realizing that, the Most High being in control, I was still, let's say, realizing that my power to choose was not really active. In other words, I had no way of knowing that I had other gifts that I could use. Yeah. As the Most High gives all of us talents and gifts. Everybody who is on this earth has them. And if you misuse them, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't try to misuse mine. But most definitely going back to, the topic of, who has the power to choose. If a mother pretty much, is raising her babies, okay, they're very young. This is just an example. She's telling her babies, okay, you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. You could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be this. You could be that. And if she truly believes that while she's telling those babies, that actual thing, that thought, that idea is then impressed in that child's or children's. They're in their subjective consciousness, okay? In their minds. She's planting seeds. Ain't that what Joe Jackson did to his babies? Now, mind you, there's people who don't agree how he did it, but he did it. He planted seeds in them babies, and them babies blossomed and brought that dream into fruition. And so again, when that mother tells that child that they can do what they want to do, you know, uh, mind you, that it's in the alignment of righteousness, not going out all willy nilly and telling your baby to go do something that's going to get them hurt, caught up, put in jail, hurt, just, where I'm coming from. But it plants a seed in the babies if that mother truly believes the idea as she's planting that seed in their minds. And so if we know that children, are like little sponges, soaking up what they see, hear, touch, smell, all the senses involved. It plays a big part, Think about, why the school systems want your children as soon as you potty train them. Something to ponder. Food for thought. Ding. Anyway, power over your own actions. Are you really using what the divine has gifted us all? Having the power over our own actions. Do we really look at in detail what he has given us? You feel me? The song that, what's that song? I've Got the Power by Snap. I think that's the group's name or something, a guy. I've got the power. That song was saying something. Think about it. In all of our music, everywhere, TV, it's all over the place. If you open your eyes and have the eyes to see, then let them see. This stuff ain't out here just for entertainment. It has purpose and it has motives behind it. It has messages. I don't know, but I'm seeing something different, y'all. I see things a lot different. And again, we as individuals, we do have the power to reinvent ourselves if we want to change. You still have the power to dream, not to steal and take from somebody else. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. The last piece I want to just speak on it. Call no man master. Call no one your master. You are the master author of your own life. As we're going through this period of revelation, there's a lot of people receiving upgrades and to change. I don't think y'all understand that because that's a whole nother thing too. But I tell you what, if you realize how much power you have to choose, there will be a lot of happy you know, and loving people in the world if people choose to just be fair to each other and not to look down on somebody and not to be hateful toward one another, and because you can't have your way, then I'm going to take your this or I'm going to damage your that. That's not mm-mm. It's just not the way. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up and feel a lot better, 100% better. I told you I had the flu, whatever, summer flu, and I'm breathing 100%. I feel great, but I do want to continue to just speak on different subjects of things out here until I switch, because I will switch and I'll go up a level. Right now, this is my icebreaker level. So I'm getting used to doing this. That's basically what this is. So it seems kind of weird talking to a computer. So um, I do want you guys to, like, share, and subscribe, and we can talk about, you know, anything. You can put in the comments if you want me to uh, talk about a specific topic. We can do that, but it has to be within, my actual, my limits, my boundaries of things. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I love you, YouTube, and you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream and talk to you guys later. You have a great the rest of your night. Take care.